Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to take an unpainted Sceptile figure and turn it into this. Starting off with a very reduced flat green, keeping it very thin so that the layering I've done during the priming stage can still inform me where I need to put highlights at a later stage. While my brush is fairly loaded, I'll be focusing on the areas I want to be a bit darker, gradually working towards the lighter areas as the paint gets unloaded. I will continue this process over the entire model, as most of it is going to be based in the same green. Now onto the bulbs sprouting from Sceptile's back. I'll be using Firenewt orange as a base, covering the entirety of each bulb, continuing to apply thin layers as I go. Addressing the tongue with some beige red. And the eyes with the same Firenewt orange I used on the bulbs. Now with some very diluted violet red, I'll be adding the stripe across Sceptile's belly, as well as adding some values under the chin and in the recesses of certain areas of its flesh. I will also add some values to the darker portions of its leaf blades. Now on to some highlights. I will be adding Firenewt orange mixed with some of the flat green I used for the base to create a bit of a sunny sheen on certain areas of the model. Then using black to create vertical pupils in each eye. Going back to the violet red here, diluted it a ton to create some depth and contrast around the eyes. Using a very thin violet to create some contrast on the bulbs on Sceptile's back, focusing mostly on the lower areas of each bulb. Reinforcing that Firenewt orange on some of the upper curves of each bulb. Finally, with some ice yellow, I will nix some of the protruding texture on each bulb to create an extra layer of detail. A touch of dark sand to bring out his teeth. Just grazing some of the raised texture on Sceptile's leaves with some ice yellow to enhance the detail. Letting the detail already on the model work for me here, using very little paint so as to maintain control. Using a mix of flat green and ice yellow, I'm just picking out some raised areas that I want to enhance with a highlight, particularly around the facial region. We'll give some love to that tail as well. Okay, I would say that does it for the main model. Now it's time to address the base. Basing the mount in 2 or 3 thin layers of flat earth. Adding some Firenewt orange to the flat earth, I will highlight the area that Sceptile will be facing. I'm hoping the incorporation of Firenewt orange will add a bit of continuity to the entirety of the display. Now on to some basing glue. I will place a couple small globs down in the negative spaces and spread them around with an old and discontinued brush. I like to keep some around for uses such as this. I will now use field grass on all the areas around the rock region to create a full and interesting base. Now it's time to glue Sceptile to the base. You might have noticed there are some very convenient footprints in which to place the model. Only one small drop of this glue in each print will be enough to bond him. And there we have it, a completed Sceptile. Thank you for joining me.